want to say thanks for all the positive feedback with that build video. It wasn't the best quality. Misplaced a lot of footage from the EGI wanting to format when I uploaded it to the computer, and it erased probably a couple months worth of footage. Planned on doing a big build series with rebuilding it, putting the mechanical parts on, getting it running, prep and painting it, aftermarket stuff as well. I do have a bunch of footage of doing the EGR delete and the tuning. If you guys are interested in that, leave a comment down below. So what everybody's here for, we're going to do the price breakdown. I will list everything up here, what it costs, and then I'll give you guys a total. First of all, I'll just break it down with those mechanical parts and the body parts. We get it to make it roadworthy before the paint, before making it look good, and all the aftermarket fees. So it's a 2015 LML SLT, has 180,000 kilometers on it. So that's 112,000 miles. Initial cost was 16,500 Canadian, roughly $11,000 USD. This is back in 22. So I got a ship from Grand Prairie, Alberta to my dad's farm in Saskatchewan for $546. So mechanical parts, we have 2 batteries for $50. Changed all the filters and the oil and everything. That was about $200. Needed 1 transcooler line for $71. A U-joint clamp in the back for $25. Need to replace the drum brakes. They were rotten for $100. That fuse box is corroded, that one for $50. The rad support and cooling stack, I had to estimate on this. I paid cash for most of the parts for the rad support and cooling stack from different salvage yards, kind of pieced it together. $1,500. Replaced the serpentine belt for $83. And we did the serpentine pulleys and idlers for $127. So that's a grand total of $2,206 for the mechanical parts. Body parts, the cowl, $140. I bought an LML hood, and I still have it, but I paid $280 for that. Went for a little road trip. Found a guy who had a complete front end for an L5P. So I got the hood, the fenders, the grill, gave me a bumper. I got 4 doors with it, power mirrors, and the steering column with the airbag, most importantly. I paid $1,200 for all those parts. First windshield was $200. I installed it myself with the help of my girlfriend, but I put the hood on by myself. The hood hit the corner, the windshield busted it, so I had to get it replaced. Next time I just took it into the shop. It was about an extra $100, so $300. Then I was able to find seat belts and a black dash. That was $600. So that total for body parts was $2,160. So for the grand total, to be able to drive it without getting in any of the fancy stuff, it was $20,866 Canadian, or $15,135 USD. We'll just go back here. The seat belts and dash, I still have those, along with all the black leather SLT interior, which I can use for another truck. Realistically, I only paid $1,560 for the body parts needed. For the paint, went with a PPG JTX shop line. This is just a single stage. Next time I do it, I will definitely go base clear. It just lays way smoother with a base clear, but we just wanted to obviously save a little bit of money with that. The paint itself, that is your base, your hardener, your reducer, everything to paint it was $759.72. And you have supplies, so sandpaper cups, tack wash, drop sheet, your masking paper, your masking tape. Guesstimate about $250, but I have lots of it left over. Raptor liner, we Raptor lined the bumpers, the wheel arches, and the bottom 10 inches on the cab and the box. That was another $600. So for the total for paint and supplies, $1,609.72. I will note that a gallon of this paint will paint the truck about 2 times. When I was wet sanding, I sanded through a couple of times. Must have been a little light in some of the areas, trying to get the orange peel out. So I painted the box twice, as well as the driver's side, doors, and fender twice. Painted the hood twice, maybe even 3 times. Like I said, I'm novice. I'm not a professional at this. But I think if guys do a base clear, he would save himself a lot of time and headache and having to repaint this. So just a word of advice, but like I said, maybe there's some guys out there who can paint it with a single stage and make it like glass. Me personally, I can't. Hopefully one day we're getting there. That's why we're doing this. That's why we're trying. We're challenging ourselves. Also, I use some 1K stuff in a spray can for your primers. Had a bad reaction with the JTX. I laid on the single stage, let it cure for a couple days, come back and wet sand. And some of those spots where I would spot prime over, some bare steel or something, it was actually still soft. So it flake off, which some of the reason as to why I had to repaint a couple spots as well, not just sanding through, is that it was actually kind of gummy and soft still. Next, inspections. It's about $1,000 to do them here in BC. See some people getting some really good deals on some high trim level interiors. Pretty jealous. Makes me think I may have overpaid, but then again, I'm not too sure. I got literally everything, pretty much a full cab, including the new wiring harness for the seats, in the dash, door cards, steering wheel with the airbag, the dash, the infotainment system, the headliner, all the B pillars and C pillar trims, literally everything. The car, everything for. I paid $2,000 for the Coco Dune Denali interior. Yes, it was a little rougher. I had to replace the seats. So the seat foam from GM was about $150. And then I got 2 leather bottoms for the front and the passenger. They're about $550, $600 shipped. I think they're built in Texas. Look really good quality, like better quality than the GM. There's no vinyl on the side. It's all genuine leather. Then I bought a new steering wheel from eBay. This one's a little rough. I mean, I still have it in there. It's fine. Probably won't put the new one in until I go to sell it. But it was $278. Then I bought about 3 to 4 bottles of this fabric coat. I have a little bit left. This was used to dye the headliner and the carpet. Very time consuming to do it. Definitely have to go over it again. It can turn out a little spotty, but turned out really good. Love the look of it. Darkens the cab right up. It makes it look a lot higher end in there. So the fabric coat, spent about $100 on this. Grand total for the interior, $3,078. Lift kit, a Pro Comp 6.5-inch lift kit. I got it for $400. I had some leveling keys in, so they're not up very high, the leveling keys. They're pretty soft, but just to give it that little bit, just so the 37s wouldn't rub. Bilstein 5100s, $700. So the custom Apollo white powder coat, as well as a heavy-duty black powder coat for the spindles and the lift blocks in the rear. That was $672 for a grand total of $1,772. Wheels and tires. They're 22 by 12 hostile Titans. I had them on my 17 L5P, took them off and put stocks on. They were just getting beat up on the right of way. But they're sitting in the back shed. So we're going to call these ones free. I've had them for a while. But I mean, if you guys must know, they were $2,850. They're not forged or anything, but maybe on the next one. Subtle foreshadow. So the wheel powder coat with lugs, $650. So then I put 37, 13.5, 22 Venom powers. Yeah, I know I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for it. I know they're not Nittos, they're not Toyos. It's fine. I had a refund that I got from one of the tire shops for a set of Venoms. Should have learned my lesson. But I only paid $300 for these tires with that refund from the other set. I did billet hub-centric spacers in the rear, just to widen out the track width to match the front. They were $165. Mount, balance, and sensors was $507. So with the wheels being free, the total is $1,622. For the HSP high flow and the fast, a kryptonite tie rods and the kryptonite uppers, that was $2,200. The powder coat for the HSP kit, I actually had here. I still have some, so more foreshadowing. We'll probably see some more of that green in the future. And the Apollo white for the control arms, that was $600 for that powder coat. So that's $2,800 total. Lighting, headlights. I got lots of the headlights. I got another set there. I got a set here. Gonna build another set with some biodynamics. That's probably for another video. I got a set when I bought all the L5P body parts. Say they're free. The smoke clears in the corners. They're $100. I did 2020 plus recon cab lights. Yes, they do fit. There's no fitment issues other than you have to drill one more hole in the center for the middle bar. They were $400. I did an aftermarket third brake light, $100. LED headlight bulbs, $80. LED taillights, they're $400. I built the taillights myself as well. So for lighting, total of $1,080. For the tune and delete, I had a 4-inch exhaust sitting here on the shelf. Had a customer who only needed one piece of it, but could only get the full kit for the piece that they needed that was rodding out. I sold it for $650. Got a 5-inch from one of my suppliers for $700. So we only paid $50 for the 5-inch Mel's exhaust. The tuning was $659. It's a single tune, HB tuners. I believe it's done through CCS, Cooper's Customs. The reason I went with HB tuners is I just have the software and I have the dongle and everything I need. Maybe at some point we'll switch to EFI Live. Right now it's fine. It's 120 horse tune. Runs good, no issues. And then I installed a fleece rear coolant plug. That was $50. So the total for the tune and delete, $759. Just have a couple extras. The coolant was $100. The emblems were another $80. And then a custom skid plate I built for underneath, $100 of steel, probably roughly. So the total there is $280. And that's it. So we got a grand total. We're driving it the way it is for $34,266 Canadian. That's roughly $24,840 US. That's it. If you guys like the content, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment. It'll all help. If you guys want to support the channel, I do own a pipeline services company. Don't have an Instagram right now, but if you guys want to leave a comment, I sell a bunch of merch. We got hats, t-shirts, toques, beanies for you Americans. Yeah, it'd be nice to get the name out there of that company. It's called 6-in-1 Pipeline Services. Yeah. Thanks, guys.